Hey, these are the Mint Linears from Dino Keys. They are a linear switch with a 68 gram spring made of a polycarbonate housing and an unwiped stem. To be honest with you, I didn't know these switches existed until someone I knew just gave me these for me to review and lube. Thanks Allah. But either way, might as well kill two birds with one stone. Feel of these switches stock? I don't know. I honestly don't know. Also, from here on out, I'm going to be using CRP keycaps, which are Daiso keycaps from Hammerworks, as the type test keycaps for all my videos. The feel of these switches feels pretty good. I mean, typing average 110 to 120 words per minute. You can't really feel the scratchiness of these switches. If you really focus on the feel of the switches, like you take your time with them, it's inconsistent. Some of them are pretty smooth and some of them are pretty scratchy. Sound of these switches though, you can definitely tell they're stock. There is the hollowness of the switches being that they are unlubed. There is the sound of scratchiness coming from the switches as well, so if you don't care for the sound of the switches and like smooth switches stock, honestly, I can say these are an okay option. Now, I'm not saying they're the best option, but it's an option. How about the lubed experience of these switches? Now, I don't know if it's because they're freshly lubed or not, but goddamn, these are hella nice. I did overlube them a bit, but hear me out. It was like 1 in the morning. I wasn't really paying attention to it because I was tired watching shows, distractions. I know. How can a guy like me get distracted? I'm the perfect man. I know all the key stuff, of course. I'm the keyboard god, as I am, yes. But these switches, nevertheless, with the lubing, have definitely improved. Scratchiness from the housing is now gone. All the quote-unquote imperfections a stock switch has is now gone, and they are pretty damn good. Sound of these switches, very nice. Okay, I just did a 20-minute type test with these switches lubed, and I can say these aren't switches you want to be typing on when in the office or to get papers done with. Over time, the 68 grams do become more and more tiring to type on, so for long work sessions, these switches aren't a go-go. Unless you spring swap them to a lighter weight, then go for it. I don't know how well that works. I rarely do it. Another thing I want to say about these switches is that I feel over time, these switches won't feel as good. Like, yeah, they will feel good with that fresh lube coat and maybe for a few months after, but I think later down the line, they won't feel as good and return to what they feel like as a stock switch, but with a little bit of lubing. The best way I could give an example of it is like they will feel like factory lube versions of these switches, but that factory lube is like a very, very thin coat of lube. TLDR, they won't feel that good over time, in my opinion. I feel like they're gonna be like the OA switches, I fucking went crazy. I was like, OA number one. But like over time, like after however many months it's been since the OA review, I can say like the OA switches over time don't become as good of a feel lubed. So I feel that I'm worried that it might come out to be like that as well. But this is all speculation on my part, and I'm bad at speculation. So would I recommend these switches? Yeah, yeah. These switches lubed are hella nice with the smoothness and the sound of them. Stock version of these switches are pretty good too, but I do prefer them lubed. One thing to point out about these switches are the stems. I wasn't aware of this, but I was told that unwiped stems tend to become more loose over time due to how soft the plastic is. So keep in mind, the stems will become more loose, and the keycaps may come off more easily. I don't think they'll like pop off the stem when typing like extremes, but just loose enough that pulling them off will be easier than they should be. These switches cost $6.95 for 10 switches, and they're around 70 cents per switch. So they're on the pricier middle ground for switches. Keep that in mind. In conclusion, the Min linears are a nice switch lubed, maybe even S tier switch lubed. Not S tier, maybe like a A minus, maybe a B. Let's say A minus, and a pretty good stock switch. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like. I also have other keyboard content. Check that out. If you like that content as well, hit the subscribe button. I also have a Twitch. I try to stream every Friday. I don't know when. Try to stream every Friday. That's all I could say. At twitch.tv/smiling down. Here's a clip of some of the things that I do over there. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.